because that makes a huge difference as well. And kind of an example of that too is like when I was working on, following a care lodge and talking about like good follows and like talking solely about just like technique proficient. And so that was one of the things that like, I was always trying to work on. And then got to a point where realizing like that's not always the most enjoyable or best social dancing practice. Because that is not the only way that we connect. It's like trying to operate with a human at a computer level. And so then you get to a point where you start making the choice of when you're going to follow what is being there, or when it's something that might be kind of confusing. It's like, okay, what can I do with this? And like not trying to follow and just like be that protocol and then like make somebody feel bad about whatever was led as like, oh, well, that wasn't clear enough for me or whatever it is. It's like, okay, I'm gonna turn it into this.
That
so,
skill of like making something out of perceivably nothing. Not like if you feel like it's like, oh, well, they didn't do it great. Like you're like, no, I'm gonna like turn it into not a mistake.
Yeah, everything is like, okay, cool, what can I do with that? And rather than trying to, again, like expect humans to operate at like a computer level, because that's not who we are. So it definitely is something to keep in mind when you're going to social dancing too, is what is your attitude towards your partner? What are you wanting to be in the dance? If it's somebody that's maybe more anxious in the dance or a newer dancer and like dance people where you feel them like shaking, like you want to make it a fun dance, like maybe try to make them laugh, those types of things and ways to connect. And it is a social dance. So those are all really important things to think about when going into this.
If you want to sort of think more about this kind of thing, you can look up Miss Dawn Hampton. That's Dawn right there. You can listen to, she's no longer with us, but she's with us in this dance, she's with us in our hearts, and you can hear her talk on YouTube. And she, in videos and things like that, you can ask some of us that have been around a long time their experiences of Dawn, and this was something that she cared a lot about. She would tell follows, she would say, follows or ladies, learn how to lead. Learn how to set the tone, right? Leads. Some of us dance in our partnerships like we're the only dancers on the floor. And that's inappropriate, especially at events like this where the floor space is sacred, right? So learn other ways to dance. Learn other ways that are less about the way it looks and more about the way it feels, or what the rhythm is, and that sort of situation. If I'm dancing with someone who's just started dancing this weekend, I'm not going to do all my dancing stuff, right? I'm going to focus on us having fun together. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, like I've been dancing 13 years and, and like paid and blah, 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 blah to come to this event. I didn't do all of that. I didn't travel all of these thousands of miles to dance with someone who just showed up this weekend. It's not about me in that situation, right? And I have this whole weekend to have the best, most amazing dances. We do need to give that to ourselves. We need to be selfish and dance, for ourselves with the people that we want to. But we also need to dance with people who may be intimidated to come up and ask us to dance. And when we do that, we need to make it an experience where it's just like, I just want to make this person laugh or have fun. And you don't need any technique to do that. You can just go. That's all you need. Yeah, so that's what we're going to leave you with. I think there's a competitors meeting coming up. Thank you very much.